Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Heroic Muscle, and in this video is part 2 of my interview with Robert Samborsky from Apollon Gym and Apollon Nutrition. Last video I had set everything on fire. Couldn't believe the response and positive feedback that we got on his reviews on the supplement review game, the supplement review channels. So in this video, it's a complete 90-minute interview with Robert, and we go through, supplement companies and some of their owners and his opinions on everything, people on contract and some IFBB pros. So guys, sit back and relax, enjoy this video, and let's get moving. Muscle here with Robert Samborsky, the brain, the genius of Apollon Gym, Apollon Nutrition, and we are here in Edison, New Jersey. Can you believe it that I'm here? What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, Alan?
All right, we are here doing a Q&A. We got Q&As from all over the board. So, you know what I'm doing? I'm looking at there's a monitor down here, and I'm supposed to be looking at the camera.
I'm looking at the monitor too.
Yeah. So, if we look down at the monitor, because you got to check yourself, because you can make sure you're beautiful and make sure your skin is not glistening. You see, I'm wiping my forehead and stuff like that. We ain't got no powder girl or anything like that.
That's
yeah.
Nice.
Where's Carolina? She can, do the powdering and stuff like that. So we are here for a Q&A. There's a lot of people that have questions for this guy over here, and unfortunately, we are sitting here, and we're going to read some of these things off, and then I got a few things to. I don't have a script to read off of. I'm just gonna, whatever comes up in my head, I'm just gonna blurt it out. Do we need to talk about this guy? Look, he's on the label. I mean, holy shit! Look at this. Look at that. He's on the label. And if you guys don't know, that's the Dark Knight looking pose right there. That's phenomenal. He's kicking ass. And little do you guys know that me and him are both fans of Jean-Claude Van Damme, so that's one of the things where we really hit it off. So, and Fedor Emelianenko.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Last Emperor.
Yeah. I'm a George St. Pierre fan. I don't know about you.
I'm huge.
And I'm Mirko Krokop.
Obviously.
Andre Arlovsky. Yeah.
The same tasty fighters.
All right.
Old school.
So I'm going to read some questions off, and then if you guys have got questions, well, you done fucked up already because you had your chance before. So if you got any more questions, send them to me, send them to Robert, and maybe we'll answer it if we feel like it, because I don't know when we'll do another one of these. Let's read off a couple of questions, okay? I'm a little blind. I actually wear glasses, but I got to get my prescription renewed here. So these are actual questions that fans, viewers, haters maybe even be sending to him. So we're going to try to answer it as intelligently and with as much controversy as possible. So, if you're sensitive to this shit, keep watching. All right. Here's a question. People like, Hooligan's a very popular product now. Very popular. Was controversial back in the day because people had problems with the caffeine count of 700 milligrams. Now people are starting to be wise. People are more intelligent. People are getting their asses out of GNC products, and now they're looking at real stuff and doing their knowledge and their research and Google research on the safety. So people want to know about Hooligan. Now we're at version 5, right?
Yeah.
So they say it's right now. I know it's the best. Right now, it's the best ever. Right now, one of the most powerful pre-workouts on there. Don't bring up that bullshit like Excelsior and stuff, guys. That's that shit. You can't even find the address to the companies. Excelsior, Crack. That shit don't count. That's like they putting on their own shit in there. The shit's strong because there's some shit that's beyond the label. And we all know about that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't count that's contaminated stuff. But so, like I said, we're at version 5 of Hooligan. I already know. Everybody know this. Is it going to be a version 6?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%. It's. I think the formula is pretty much finished.
It's pretty much finished.
Yeah, I think that every year there's been one. So 5 years, 5 versions, and version number 6, 21. So yeah, it will definitely be released next year.
And I want to make sure I get mine in the baggie again, like the last. Like this current version. I got it before TJ and everybody, so I'm going to say that to you guys again. So, all right. Do you think it's the best product on the market?
No, in its own category, I would say yes.
Yeah.
It's better than the previous version. And I think the previous version was extremely popular and nowhere near as popular as this one. So I think that the fifth one is definitely doing better than the previous. But overall, I don't think there is anything like it on the market. I'm typically very competitive, so I do pay attention and I do my own research, and I consult with Robert Shanatsky.
Oh, the supplement engineer.
And I don't think there is anything remotely close. Nevertheless, there are some good pre-workouts, without a doubt.
Like Assassin? Who makes Assassin? Who makes Assassin? Oh, you do. What do you think of Assassin in comparison? You got some fans of Assassin.
Yeah, I think it's very, very split. Some people swear by Assassin, some people prefer Hooligan. Obviously, if I had to pick, I would pick Hooligan personally. But I would get a very strong argument from Assassin fans. Yeah. But if we are not to talk, say, for example, if not to compare to our product, and just to be fair and to be transparent, I would say there are a couple of great products on the market that I think maybe just as good. Maybe not as hard-hitting as Hooligan, maybe not as hard-hitting as Assassin, but I think equally good in terms of what they deliver. One product that stands out to me personally would be Hypermax by Performax.
Performax, yeah.
The Performax Labs. I think it's a very, very well balanced pre-workout.
Never tried that shit.
It's really good. I like the label. I like the design. I've met the owner.
Oh yeah.
At the last year's Olympia. We met very, very briefly. Actually, I think exchanged a couple of things on social media as well. Great guy. The product is absolutely phenomenal. I think it's not as strong, it's not as powerful as Hooligan, but it doesn't have to be. That's a different, I guess, market. Mm-hmm. But in terms of the balance of pump and focus, it's a great pre-workout. I think it's right up there with Hooligan, just slightly different, and I think that it has its own market.
Right.
I also like Iron Brothers.
Okay, yeah.
Iron Brothers definitely one of my favorite as well. Very, very good product, especially the latest one. That's the Canadian
brother, ain't he?
Yep. Yeah. They actually sent me a tub. They actually sent me 2 tubs. Great flavoring, very well balanced, good pre-workout. Like nothing bad I can say about the product. I'm friends with the owner, and there is, like I said, there is definitely a couple of good products. I mean, I'm just trying to stay in my own lane and deliver what we do, and that's it.
Is a supplement owner actually giving props to other supplement owners, supplement companies? That's unheard of, man. Especially in this day and age. You know, everyone's at each other's throats. One trying to mock the other, saying that their product is better, or the caffeine count and freaking kill. How many people have died from Hooligan? Nobody has died from Hooligan. I mean, has anybody died from bangs or rains after drinking 6-7 cans of those a day? No. So. But yeah, what's going on, man? Everyone's looking out for each other.
I think that
it's a brotherhood going on.
It's very, very competitive market, and I think that sometimes it's kind of the emotions take over and people attack each other unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody claims that they have the best pre-workout on the market. Everybody claims that they have the best product on the market. The truth is that I think that it depends what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You know my stance on proprietary blend. I'm always against them. But again, that's my personal stance. It's not that I'm attacking those companies. I mean, I dislike the claims that they make. I'm definitely against them. I'm against when somebody is lying openly. But at the same time, I think that you do have a couple of very, very good products on the market. Listen, I even like Jim Stoppani's products. I like Jim products. I think they're very, very good.
It's like a bodybuilding.com product,
it's a
right? And it's good?
product. It's actually a very good product. I mean, again, it's not something that I would personally choose as a pre-workout. I think it's a little weak for my taste.
Yeah.
But in terms of balance, in terms of what it represents, and I think what Jim did for the industry, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like the guy. I don't like the guy. I don't like his personality. I don't like the way he behaves, conducts himself. But at the same time, what he did for the industry in terms of like being vocal when it comes to transparent labels, I think he is sort of a pioneer. And on a professional level, I have nothing but respect for him.
Oh my goodness. And you got some other companies like taking pot shots every once in a while. I got like Nutrabio.
I think that Mark is very, very competitive. I think Mark
sometimes a bit too competitive.
Maybe a little bit too competitive.
From what I see online and stuff. Yeah, it's like, bro, relax.
He takes tremendous pride in what he does,
yeah.
And he claims that he's the first one to be the first transparent company on the market, and I think actually he is.
Sure,
he might be. Yeah, I think he is. I think he has good products.
The first transparent label company?
I think so. He's been in business for like over 20 years. He's been in business. The only thing is that he was direct to consumer. Mm-hmm. So not many people knew about Nutrabio. They were selling direct to the consumer. He actually started selling wholesale to retail stores and kind of like worldwide only maybe 5 years ago.
Right.
About the same time as Apollon came into the circuit. I think that's when he kind of started selling to other stores. But other than that, before that, he was just very quiet brand, very clean brand, very transparent brand. And, in terms of how they market the products, I mean, Nutrabio products are everywhere. So I guess they're doing something right. I
see them like in the range of, it's not an insult. I see them as in the range of like a Twin Lab or Optimum Nutrition, Ultimate Nutrition, in my opinion. That's how I see. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
I mean, they're very readily available company. Definitely, you can find them in every store. I will be lying if I said that I agree with everything that they do or how they market. But at the same time, obviously Nutrabio is a lot bigger than Apollon. And, I suppose they're successful. So I'm not the one to tell them how to run their business. And if that's what works for them, then so be it. But I do still think that Jim Stoppani was the first one to really open the consumer's eyes when it comes to transparent labels, because I think he was the most vocal and he was the first one to really come out. And, it's like you have certain sports, and until you get a superstar in the sport, nobody really pays attention to it, I mean, when it comes to boxing, we had boxing for what, like over 100 years, longer than that.
Right.
But at the same time, when we talk about boxing, we talk about Muhammad Ali and all those guys, Rocky Marciano, but that was not 100 years. So, but those guys, maybe because of, of media, maybe because of television and movies and, media in general, maybe that's the reason why they popularized the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Jim Stoppani was the one who made the market aware of fully transparent labels. But at the same time, I'm glad to see there are a lot of companies that are fully transparent today. And you can grab a label and make a decision yourself whether you want to use the product or not.
Right.
Sometimes transparent doesn't mean shit. Sometimes transparent, you look at the label and it looks like a joke.
Right.
It's
like, you
almost
like,
wish it would be a proprietary blend.
Yeah, like, seriously? What is 25 milligrams of L-tyrosine going to do in this product, Aries? That's their choice, so...
Like I said, everybody is free to formulate the way they want, and I don't want to attack, even though sometimes it seems like I do, but I don't. I really don't give a shit about what anyone does.
Right.
I think everybody should stay in their own lane, make their own claims, and do whatever the fuck they want to do. But don't attack me. If you don't attack me, we cool. I have no problem. Even if you attack me, make sure that you base your attacks on facts. And make sure that you have something substantial. But if you're just making shit up or attacking me for the sake of attacking, then, obviously I will answer. I will retaliate in some fashion.
A lot of people don't expect that from you. They like to talk shit and think you're not going to say anything. It's like, oh shit, he responded. Yeah, he actually responds. And then you're going to get people who back him up because they believe in him and the product. And they're going to respond. You're going to get jumped. So you say one thing, you're going to have a storm of people coming after you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's definitely very satisfying to see the how many fans the brand has right now, and how many followers and how many admirers and customers, and how the brand expanded in only a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Operating out of the gym.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we did. We didn't have a multi-million-dollar backing. We didn't have a huge marketing campaign. We didn't have anything. We did everything ourselves, within a team, and our team is still very, very small. It's just that we have a lot of people who actually believe in what we do.
Right. Hey, Fitness Informant is a good guy now. I see.
You know what I think about Fitness Informants as we...
I used to see him as a freaking sellout. I was like, this guy's a walking advertisement.
No, he's not.
But
not.
But things have changed around. I mean, we got into a little beef for a little while. Not me and him directly, but me and a couple other people. But things have really turned around. I'm surprised, and I think he's a cool
You know
bro.
what? I think that Ryan is like... I hated the guy, I'll be honest. But I'm glad to admit that I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I like when I'm proven to be wrong, because the thing is that sometimes we jump the gun. Somebody might be a little bit... might not think the same as you do.
Right.
And differences of opinions are fine. It's just, I think it was just a lot of those things were kind of lost in translation, and certain things were said by him, certain things were said by me, and I do regret saying those things. I'll admit that. The reason is because Ryan is responsible for what he said, but I'm responsible for what I said. And after getting to know him, talking to him on the phone, I can honestly say we became friends, and I genuinely like the guy. We actually send each other messages very often. We text each other all the time. He was planning to come here to New Jersey to visit, and I will be more than happy to hang out, and I'm actually looking forward to it. But after we talked, I realized that he's actually very, very opinionated, which.
It's like a misunderstanding, because both parties, everybody, we're all passionate about what we do.
He still believes that for him personally, he prefers, when it comes to, say, for example, pre-workouts, he prefers something that is a little bit lower on the stem. But so does Robert Chinatsky. I never attacked Robert for his beliefs.
Right.
It just like Robert's delivery was slightly different than Ryan's, but at the same time, who am I to tell Ryan how much caffeine to take? That's his choice, and he said that, I actually prefer lower stim products, and I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with it. At the same time, when Hooligan was released, I sent him a container. He tried it and he liked it, and he said, he wishes that caffeine would be slightly lower because that's his personal preference and he's entitled to that. But at the same time, he gave mad props on the label itself,
right.
on the ingredients. And I'll tell you what, without paying him anything, without any of that, very often, like at least once every couple of weeks, I'll see on his Q&A, he will give props to a certain, Apollon product.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And that is very, very impressive. Yeah. I think that he doesn't deny the fact that he's running a business, which is nothing wrong with it either, because he provides, obviously, he has a child, he provides for his family, and he's doing a phenomenal job. I think that I also have utmost respect for him that, two topics that recently came up, and that was with Ultimate Nutrition, where he defended all the employees that were let go by the company in a very, very nasty way. He was the only one who had the balls actually to go on social media and voice his opinion about it. And I think that's great. And then on top of it, recently with the whole Gymshark fiasco.
Oh, they fucked up big time.
They fucked up.
Did they even apologize for that shit?
You know what, to be honest with you, I don't know, but I was shocked. And you know what?
What happened? Because some people may not know about what Gymshark did.
They basically supported Black Lives Matter, which is absolutely fine because you're entitled to support whoever you want. I mean, it's I think they based in UK, so just like United States, freedom of speech, and you can back up whoever the fuck you want to back up.
Exactly.
But when it comes to law enforcement, they made some very, very unnecessary comments that didn't sit well with a lot of people, including Ryan.
Yeah, he responded. I saw that.
He responded, and he screenshot the whole thing and he posted it. And at the same time, that was a very ballsy move on his part. I immediately texted him, and even though he was probably swamped with text messages and everything else, he responded to me. We had a conversation about it, and on top of it, his company Fit Butters is absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
those butters, I mean, in my opinion, personal, and I always speak my mind. That's the best tasting peanut butter, cashew butter on the market by far.
Really?
By far.
Yeah.
I mean, I got 3 jars from him and I fucking killed them within days. They were very, very good, and he's doing a phenomenal job. I'm very, very happy for him. And like I said, I'm actually proud to call him a friend. He's a good guy. Coming from me, I know. We talked about it a year ago. That would not be the case. But like I said, I actually apologized to him for my part because I believe that I went overboard just like he did. And I think that nothing wrong admitting that you were wrong at one point. And, it doesn't matter who started the whole thing. Ryan, you did.
Yeah.
But seriously, he's a great guy. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about him. I'm actually happy for all the success.
And who would believe that all of us with Fitness Informant, we're all cool. We're all peoples now. And he's going to come down here.
He's definitely coming here. He's definitely coming here, and we'll have a blast. And like I said, I have nothing but good things to say about him.
Speaking of new faces, you signed somebody major.
Yep.
You guys, you got to know. I mean, if you're a bodybuilding fan like I am, Branch Warren is like the next to the word hardcore, his face is in the dictionary next to that word. So, what was that about? I mean, that shocked everybody. Yeah, that shocked the hell out of everybody. I mean, how did this come to be? I mean, that's a major move, man.
You know what? Exactly.
People were like, "What? Branch of all people? Holy shit!"
You know what? I mean, the thing is that we as a company, we were not actively looking for a bodybuilder to sign because, personally, I think that those days where bodybuilders were signed left and right just to have a bodybuilder or a major name.
You mean like the 90s?
Like the 90s.
90s?
I think those days are gone. There are a few
Yeah.
there are a few companies who are doing phenomenal without having any representation in the IFBB community.
Yeah.
And we market the products. I think that's a mistake that a lot of brands initially made, that the products were marketed only to the bodybuilding community. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, everybody could benefit from good supplements.
Right.
And as a result, bodybuilding is not the only sport. So I'm almost like saying that, you don't need bodybuilders. But I think that a good brand can definitely benefit from a good representation. And I think that Branch Warren is definitely, like you said, he's an icon in the sport. He's a legend. And when it comes to hardcore, it's just like, it makes sense, like nothing else. He just sent me today pictures of him with Hooligan and Assassin, and I'm like, holy fuck.
That doesn't even, is that correct? Is that right? Somebody photoshopped that?
And at the same time, it looks so right. Right. Because you have a lot of bodybuilders. I mean, it's a huge community, but sometimes somebody represents a brand and they just don't fit. Yeah. It just doesn't fit. But if you're a bodybuilding fan and you know how Branch Warren trains and what he represents, I mean, you have X and Sledge, for example. Seth Ferozzi, I mean, he didn't really achieve much. He didn't even compete much on the IFBB
No, he like disappeared for a while, for a long time.
He competed as a pro, I think, in a few shows, and that's it.
Yeah, now
but it's his personality. It's just his charisma. I mean, that's what adds to the brand a lot. And I think that Branch Warren is exactly the same, And Branch was very, very open with me. He said, like, listen, I'm not planning a comeback. He says, I'm not planning to compete again. But, he's been with us now for a few weeks. And there is nothing, even if I wanted to, there is nothing that I can say that anyone on the team regrets that decision. It's just such a natural decision. It was so easy. The whole thing came so easy. I mean, the deal was done within weeks.
It was like it was meant for him.
It was
kind of like when Ryan Reynolds was meant to play Deadpool. It's like it was like hand in hand, Branch Warren was meant to be with Apollon,
I think it was like maybe 2 conversations on the phone.
Yeah.
And I respected his opinion, his desire to test the products himself. And I remember that when I was sending him the products, we didn't have Hooligan in stock.
Yeah.
We only had Assassin, because that was just before Hooligan was released. So I told him, I said, we don't have our Hooligan pre-workout, but we have Assassin. I said, please be careful and take only 1 scoop or less. And I kind of felt like he was ignoring me when I said that. And then when he called me, he goes like, thank God I took your advice. He says, I took only 1 scoop. He says, typically I would take, average pre-workout 2 scoops. He says, thank God. He says, I just kept going and going and going. So, I mean, it was a very, very good feedback. His wife started posting before we signed him, before there was a deal in place. I was like, that just shows what kind of people they are.
Yeah.
Both Branch and Trish, I mean, they just, we exchanged actually a couple of text messages earlier today, and he sent me a bunch of pictures, and I was like, thank you so much. He's constantly in touch with Jose, our sales director. He's constantly in touch with our marketing team. He's constantly in touch with me. With Caroline, and he's just, you know what? Let's do this. I've never heard any, oh, I don't do this, I don't do that, I won't do this, or I won't do that. Nothing. Like, he's a team player from day one. As soon as I told him, like, our team members, like, who is responsible for what, within minutes, he followed them all on Instagram. He actually talked to each and every one. It's just... like you said, it came together, and it just fits. Branch Warren and Apollon, I think, fits. I mean, I'm very honored that we have an athlete of this caliber, but it's just the way it's shaping up right now in terms of athletes that we have representing the brand, from Branch Warren, Corey Anderson, people that are really, really, really known, mainstream. We have great ambassadors team. I mean, we have people that train at the gym, and they represent I mean, amazing. I don't have to tell them to do something or anything. They're really, really passionate about the brand. And that's the type of people that you want to have on your team. And having Branch, as a star athlete, somebody who represents Apollon is a huge honor.
Let's jump to something a little bit more controversial. I know everyone is like lining up for Branch, just like they can't wait for him to come to Apollon, because he will eventually be here. He will eventually be here. All this COVID craziness, ain't no one traveling.
In October, we're supposed to have a third or fourth now All-Star seminar. Obviously, it's canceled.
Yeah,
because at 25% capacity of the gym, it just makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I met Kevin Levrone, my idol, at
yeah,
that was.
Yeah, we planning right now to do something early 21. Granted that all the restrictions are lifted and everything is at least kind of back to normal. But as soon as we get the green light from the governor and from the government and from CDC, I mean, as soon as this bullshit is over, we'll definitely have an all-star seminar, and Branch Warren, without a doubt, will be part of it.
Nice, beautiful. All right, like I said, we're gonna get something a little controversial. Some people may be offended or butthurt, but I mean, especially us local, me being local, I'm here at the gym all the time. You got some IFBB pros that been in and out of here many times. I'm going to say like Guy Cisternino. I used to see him all the time. And if you got follow Guy, he's been with this company and that company. He's with Blackstone now. Who knows how long he'll probably be with. Guys, he's been around a few companies here and there. How come he hasn't signed with Apollon? I know he's tried to sign with Apollon, but what's going on?
I mean, I consider Guy a friend, and
right.
We have a good relationship. I wouldn't say that he's in and out of Apollon, so to speak, because Guy was never, a member of Apollon gym directly, but he would stop by more often than he does now.
Yeah,
I mean, right now
him,
we don't see much of him. For whatever reason, but he has a gym close to him, Gold's Gym. I think that's his regular
Bridgewater,
gym.
yeah.
In Bridgewater, that's actually where he trains, and sometimes he'll go to different gyms. And I haven't seen him train at Apollon for a long time, but then again, we were under lockdown also for 6 months. Right. In terms of Apollon Nutrition and Guy, there were attempts by both parties actually to connect, to bring Guy on board with Apollon, and Guy expressed desire also to sign with Apollon. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. There were attempts on both sides again. I think 3 or 4 times actually. Whoa. Throughout the years. Guy's decision was to sign first to remain with Centurion Labs. Then he decided to go with AmFit. We couldn't come to an agreement, I guess. And then, the latest one is Blackstone. I honestly don't know what to say other than, it is what it is. Obviously, you know what, everybody's free to go wherever they want. Right. And I think that if he is happy with Blackstone, so be it. We are happy with Branch. Yeah. I don't think that Apollon is hurting not having Guy, and I don't think Guy is hurting. At least I don't think so. Not being with Apollon. Ultimately, it's for him to know whether he made the right decision or not. I honestly, I always, no matter what, I wish everybody only the best. It's his choice. It's his life. Everybody's free to train wherever they want. Everybody's free to represent the company that they want. And I still do consider Guy a friend, and he's always welcome at Apollon. And he actually recently, I think, posted something on his stories about Apollon being one of his favorite gyms. And obviously, I'm very grateful for that.
Right.
I do think that Guy and Apollon would be a good fit. I do think so.
He's a hardcore dude himself.
He's
man.
a hardcore.
Oh, yeah. I've seen him train, man.
He trains very hard.
With Rich Vellucci every once in a blue moon.
Yeah. I think actually
big ass Rich.
when they trained together, Rich and Guy, I think that was Guy's best, in my personal opinion. But again, Guy Rich right now, he moved. He lives in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
He's actually helping us a lot with Apollon.
Yeah.
He's he's not as much here as we would like him to be, but again, he lives far. He has a full-time job, full-time career. He's also doing his MBA. The guy is very, very smart, very determined. But nevertheless, I have to admit, whenever we need something, all it takes for me is just one phone call to send him a text message, and Rich is always there for me. Actually, one of my good friends, and I whether he's here or not, to me, Rich is Team Apollon all the way.
Oh, nice. Good to have good people like that around.
He's a great guy, and like I said, I mean, he will send me text messages in the middle of the night, giving advice and pointing out to stuff. He really cares about the brand. He really cares about Apollon. He's been with us. And like I said, even though he's not really here and he's not really seen in the gym, but even to set up the gym before the reopening, Rich was here moving the equipment, helping out. He was here for a few hours. I mean, like I said, I can always count on him.
We move on to more controversy. Let's talk about Assassin. Assassin was like, I wouldn't say it was the original version was reformulated to please the stem junkies. Was it?
Originally, probably yes.
Probably
as
yes.
much as I don't want to say it, but
it has like a cult following. Hooligan was like the real popular one. Then Assassin
Hooligan was more comprehensive,
and then the nutcases started really liking the crazy shit.
Assassin was, I'll admit it, the first Assassin was to get attention, because when I saw that formula, I was like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yeah.
Right now, Assassin is actually pretty well balanced pre-workout.
Right.
It's still strong as fuck.
Right.
But it's actually balanced. Like, the label makes sense. But the first one was like just DMA, DMHA, and like everything that I'm actually against today, because not necessarily because of safety and all that. It's more just like the label has to make sense. The formula has to make sense. Like, who is it geared to? What is the intention of a certain pre-workout? That's the reason why I said there's a pre-workout from people that like non-stem. There is a pre-workout for people that like everything, focus, pump, and energy. There is Assassin, and there are different types of pre-workout, but it has to make sense, in my opinion. To make a pre-workout that just kicks ass, that you feel it doesn't take much. It just throw a couple of crazy ingredients and crazy dosages, and most of the time they're cheap. And if you want to kind of like not show exactly what you're doing, because I know that there is a pre-workout out there with over 1,000 milligrams of caffeine. I know that, but it's in a proprietary blend and nobody knows about it. So the thing is that, and it's probably not the only one, I'm pretty sure there are a few of those, but at the end of the day, it's not that hard to make a pre-workout that's going to kick ass. It's just, if that's all you want, then TJ's analogy of labels are just labels is absolutely stands correct, because there are pre-workouts that are in a proprietary blend that will wake you the fuck up and will make you want to drive through the wall.
Right.
So if that's what you're looking for, there are a couple of pre-workouts like that. It's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, gotcha. I had to do the Assassin question because if I don't bring up Assassin, somebody's going to get pissed off. Or a whole bunch of people get pissed off. Uncle Eddie and his nutcase following. Like, how come you didn't say something about Assassin? Is there going to be a new version coming up?
Yeah.
Absolutely?
100%.
Oh, yeah?
100%.
When can we expect to see that one?
Probably early 21. Typically, Assassin is released, I think, around February and March.
You know how everybody's like, 21? Why we got to wait so goddamn long?
We have a surprise coming out that I cannot say yet with Assassin in the next couple of weeks.
Really?
Yes. There is a surprise I think that people will definitely enjoy. But it's not Assassin version 7. It's a nice, pleasant surprise that, I'm actually very anxious, because we've never done anything like that.
Oh, you know what? I've been bugging you a couple times. And I was on the Final Scoop podcast. And it just made me think about it again. You need to make a sleep formula.
I know.
You need to make a sleep formula. Guys, he needs to make a sleep formula. Don't you think so?
I mean, I honestly, I had the formula for over a year now.
Yeah.
I did.
It's like, what are you waiting for? Just put the shit out.
After that podcast,
you should be on your third or fourth version by now.
You know, after that podcast, I sent the formula to TJ to have a look at it, and all I got from him was, "This is Apollon style."
Yeah, just put that shit out. So
we will definitely release a formula.
You know, people ain't sleeping now with the long ass like a hooligan assassin long. You take it too late, you're not sleeping. You're
up responsible for waking them up and putting them to
sleep.
So
you have to do both. You have to please it. Those who want to stay up and those who want to go to sleep. You know, they go to work in the morning. So let's see. Let's go to the other question here. How the hell are you staying in business like this? How are you successful? You see all these other companies, you know, especially now, they have to sell, they have to shut it down. I mean, the products aren't selling well, they have to sell to another company just to stay alive. How are you staying afloat? How are you staying successful? Because I see Apollon as, and everyone sees it, you're very successful. I mean, how you doing this?
I mean, very successful can be obviously interpreted in many ways, but if we are talking about the growth of the company, then yes. Then I mean, you can classify us as successful. I think that you can attribute success and growth of the company. First of all, I think it's products.
Yeah.
Products definitely stand out, and everybody who tries them, well, everybody, a lot of people who try them, they get hooked, they like them, they appreciate them, word of mouth spreads and stuff like that. I still think that, you know, in this year, in 2020, the fact that we have our products now posted on Stack on Stack platform, which is Stack 3D, which is definitely a premier platform for introducing products to the market. Yeah. So a lot of people that didn't know about the product now, thanks to Shane, to Lucas, who introduced me to Shane,
right.
I think we got like a wider audience as well.
Right.
I also think that word of mouth definitely is very, very strong, and people are talking about it more and more. So, obviously it got more popular. We have a great sales director who came on board at I think the end of 2019 or early 2020, and we managed to get into some stores that are absolutely among the top in the country, with chains all over and stuff like that. So I think that helped spread the word even more. And obviously some of the review channels who gave us a lot of support and a lot of love, and and spread the word, and they have their own audience, that helped a lot. And during the pandemic, during the lockdown, obviously we were panicking, especially March and April. They were rough. We had sales drop by, 25-30%, but then they just got back on track at the end of April, beginning May, and then in fact May, June, July, and every month since then, we are beating the numbers from 2019 by far. And I think that it's a team effort, and at the same time, people that are behind the brand and people that believe in our brand and helping us out, and I'm very grateful to them. But I think it's not just one person responsible, it's all of us.
All right, nice. We're going to wrap it up with just a little bit of fun. We're going to talk about some channels. All right.
Review channels?
Yeah, let's talk about some review channels. There's a whole bunch of review channels, and you are outspoken when it comes to your opinions of supplements and and review channels.
Well, somebody has to review the review channels.
Yeah. I'm going to name a few review channels.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm on here. Hey, I'm on here. Okay, we're going to get to me at some point. I'm actually on the review channel on this. Wow. Thanks, guys. Whoever sent this. All right, I'm honored. But okay, so I'm going to name some review channels here, and you can tell me your opinion of them.
Okay.
All right. Guys, this is not my opinion. Some of you I'm already friends with. All right, so I'm just reading off questions here. I'm real tight with you. Some of you guys still talk to you on Instagram, so don't yell at me. Well, you can yell at me, but I'm going to yell back, but we're still cool no matter what. Number 1, No Fate. What's your opinion of No Fate? I have a good relationship with that guy. I have a good relationship. Me and him are bros. But
what is my opinion?
Yeah, what is your opinion?
I think he's a good guy. Genuinely good guy. I think he's a family man, and I admire him as a person, as a review channel. I do think that he could do a better job. Honestly, I think he could do a much better job. As a review channel, if you consider yourself a review channel, you can be biased, in my opinion. Again, we're talking about me and what I think.
Yes.
And I think he is biased towards certain companies or company or, however you want to spin it. He was always nice to me. As far as I know, he was always nice to Apollon. He always praised us, so obviously I'm grateful for that. Just recently the peanut butter cookie making his top something list, which is great.
I think he said he liked. That was like his number one flavor, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
Like I said, I have nothing against him. I just think that he needs to improve his reviews. I definitely think especially his top lists. I think that he mixes up things sometimes, and I voiced my opinion directly to him when Hooligan ended up on a fat burning list. I mean, I just think that was wrong. I do think that certain things I don't agree with that he does, but at the same time, I don't have anything negative to say about him as a person. I think he's actually a great guy, and I'm always willing to talk to him. But in terms of reviews, I just think he could do a better job. That's it.
Okay, that wasn't so bad.
No,
no, it wasn't so bad. It's gonna get a little hazy, as we keep going down this list here. Stacked. Is it Stack or Stack 3D? How do you say that name?
I heard people saying Stack.
Is it Stack 3D? How the hell do you say your damn name?
I know that I know that Shane intended to do it as Stack.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like people say Jack 3D. No, it's Jack. And now, okay, Jack. We got Stack.
Anyone who says anything negative against Shane or Stacked is a fucking moron. I mean, to me, I've only known Shane. I think dare I say, became friends in 2020 when after we were introduced to each other. The guy is super humble, super down to earth, super nice. And it's actually disgusting how nice he is. I think if you wanted to pick on him, you couldn't. And not only that, I do consider him an expert in the field. He is definitely the premier platform for supplements. And, we were not there for the first 4 years. And I wanted to, I'll be honest, I was like a little girl getting all excited when we were first time featured on Stacked, because to me that was, yes, we arrived. I just have utmost respect for the channel itself, but at the same time, Shane is just an incredible guy. I mean, actually, the funny thing is, he was literally the first one to find out about Branch Warren.
Oh, yeah?
I called him. We were still under lockdown, and I called him and I wanted his opinion. I do consider him not only a friend, but obviously an expert in the industry. And when I reached out to him, he actually, took his time. Even though the guy just moved to a new house, I'm pretty sure he had his hands full. He took his time to explain to me why he thinks it would be a good idea. And I think that Stacked is here to stay for a long time, and I wish the channel only more growth, more success. It's by far the best platform. I'm not even gonna call it a review channel, because he does reviews, he does a podcast, but as a platform for a supplement industry, nobody comes close. Nobody.
Wow.
I mean, amazing.
All right. Nice. All right. Next. Listen, people. Fitness deal news. TJ. What do you think of TJ?
He's a friend.
Right.
He's a friend. He is somebody who is, we talked about, the growth of Apollon. And when majority of people were shitting on Apollon products, TJ was the first one actually to review and give us props, give us compliments. He stood behind the brand when others were attacking us, and I think TJ has a very very unique style, and I do see, and I'm not gonna name. But the only reason why I'm not going to name because I don't want to shame anyone. If I express my opinion, I will, but I don't want to shame nobody. But I know there are quite a few channels who copy TJ. They try to be like TJ. They try to do camera angles like TJ and do certain things like him. But the truth is, it just looks pathetic. When he does it, it's TJ.
Right.
It's TJ, and he does great reviews. He's not afraid to call things as they are, and he actually not criticized maybe, but he did point out sometimes to like flavor flaws maybe in Assassin or something like that. He did actually say, well, listen, it's a pre-workout, it is what it is, but he didn't say like, oh my god, it's delicious or anything like that. He doesn't. What he does is just he gives you a review. Every time there is a review, I honestly don't know what he's gonna say. We never discuss it. I will send him a product. Me and him will bullshit about some random stuff, but I never know what the fuck is he gonna say. And every time before the review comes, like, I'm not nervous in terms of like that he's gonna say something negative because I stand by what I do. I know what I do. I know what Apollon represents. Our labels speak for themselves. Our product speaks for themselves. I have Robert Samborsky who is helping me on the last couple of products, and I trust his opinion tremendously. So I know the product is good, but at the same time, knowing that TJ is reviewing the product always makes me nervous. Always makes me nervous, anxious.
Because there's honesty. Yeah, he's got the honesty on it. Yeah.
His honesty is there, and like I said, I'm proud to say that I've been to his house, and he's a good friend of mine, and he gets also quite a bit of hate from other channels, but honestly, I think it all comes from only one place, and it's jealousy.
Okay, so we're going to continue on. We're going to with the conversation about Robert's opinions of review channels. So please give us your opinion on Mr. Oh my God, Uncle Eddie himself, Muscle Players.
Eddie is a character. Eddie is Eddie. I mean, there is he's staying true to himself. Like, I know for a fact that there are those who are diehard fans of Eddie and Muscle Players, and there are those who are actually not such big fans. And I think that's the beauty about it. I think that's what Eddie is all about, because he kind of reminds me like like our Hooligan.
Right.
There are people who loved it, and there are those people who absolutely hate it, and that's fine. Throughout 5 years, 5 versions, we actually stay true to who we are. Hooligan is Hooligan. So is Eddie. Eddie is Eddie. I mean, despite all the shenanigans and wigs and what Eddie does, if you actually talk to Eddie, off camera, he's very intelligent. He's very smart. He's a great guy. I mean, he's a friend of mine. He comes to Apollon to work out. He shoots most of his videos here, and everybody loves him in here because he's genuinely a very good, very respected. Actually, when we reopened the gym, Eddie was the first one to call me and ask me, whatever the membership is, whatever we need for him to help us out, he's there. I mean, that's just the way he is. He's always willing to help, and he's been supporting and helping us from day one. He was a huge supporter and still is of Apollon. So I couldn't be more grateful to him.
Nice. Let's go to my boy over here, Opperman Fitness.
It's another crazy guy.
Yeah.
Very loud. The first thing that comes to mind, he's very loud, very in your face. He reviewed a couple of Apollon products. I can't say that I've seen a lot of other things that he does, although I think TJ said at one point that he does a lot of reviews.
Right.
He seems like a great guy. We talked a couple of times on social media. He's nothing but respectful, very down to earth. I like his reviews, at least the ones he's done for us. They were very, very cool. they're not very long, they're very brief. He does his reviews out of his car, which I know I heard at least some people like it, some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
But that's his style. I mean, and like I guess if that works for him, good for him. And
every channel has their little bit.
Yeah,
of flavor.
everybody has his own style, but I have nothing bad to say about him. He's a great guy.
All right, cool. Let's go to 5-minute reviews.
5 minutes, and he stays true to
it
what
better not be
preaches,
4 minutes.
He does it in 5 minutes. I'm always surprised. Like, is he gonna make it? But he always does, and also, he's not very much in your face. He's not. You don't see him all over the place. He's not one of those. Guys who's doing shitload of reviews. I think, but I enjoy his reviews. If you're on a budget, 5 minutes is all you got. He doesn't get better than that. Good guy.
Nice. He's a cool dude. I always like speaking to him. Always on Instagram. Oh boy, here we go. I'm actually on the list. Heroic Muscle. Oh, go ahead, Jesus.
Sucks. Absolutely sucks. No, but seriously, Alan, I think you're doing a great job. I think that I remember when you came first to Apollon and you were just doing videos of guys lifting weights and and doing like little edits and stuff like that with your little phone camera and shit like that. And now you have a setup like a fucking movie studio in here. So I know that you enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing. You do everything slightly different than everybody else. I like the whole, I told you, like the desk that you do and, all the videos and the superheroes and graphics. I'm a huge fan of everything that is different and that is a little bit out of the box, and I think that that's exactly what you do. And I know you started doing it recently. Your reviews and your projects, and I overheard there is like a little short movie project that you're working on, and I think it's great. I mean, I wish you, of course, success, and I'm very proud of you, and it's great to see how far you've come, and just continue doing what you enjoy and love doing.
I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. Moving on the list, after my head's been blown up already. We just talked about this guy earlier. I guess we'll go over real quick. Fitness Informant.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy. All bullshit aside, we had our differences again, and everybody was like public knowledge. At one point I wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
But our mutual friend Lucas introduced us to each other, and after talking to the guy for like 5 minutes on the phone, my opinion changed like that, and I'm glad it did, because listen, the guy doesn't hide the fact that he's getting paid for what he does. And he will send you a package of his services and what he does and whatnot. But I respect what he does, and I respect how outspoken he is. I respect his opinion. We don't agree on every subject, but we don't have to.
Right.
Yet I would say, we became very friendly. We became friends. The guy, I mean, my podcast that I've done with him, it has to be the most different, out of the box podcast I have ever done. He got information out of me that nobody has ever known, and the way he did it was actually in a very cool, unique, talented way. But what I respect most about him is the fact that since we started talking and, like I said, became friends, he's consistent. We text each other often. We talk about different things. He's planning to come to Apollon, and he will definitely come to Apollon. I'm actually looking forward to it. Some of the things that he posts, I actually enjoy tremendously, and I make a point to text him and tell him how proud I am of him and what he does, because he is not shy to express his opinion, and to voice his opinion, which he's definitely not a coward. He will post any controversial subject, and he will discuss it, and he doesn't just review products that he gets paid for. It's not true, because I know for a fact I did not pay him, and he would post stuff like about Kumite, or he would talk about Enigma, or he would talk about our protein, and He just, somebody will ask him about Apollon or something like that. He will answer it. He will tag us. I think he will mention us at least once every week or two. And like I said, we hit it off, and I'm glad we put our differences aside. I think his channels is good. I think what he does is great. He's very passionate. He's very passionate about bodybuilding. He's very passionate about the industry, and I respect that tremendously.
Nice, very good. All right, so Robert, supplement engineer.
Robert is a close friend.
Yeah,
and Robert,
smart ass guy.
Yeah.
Smart as hell. Sometimes he says stuff like, what is this?
I would go as far as, besides giving him the credit that he deserves when it comes to Apollon, because he helped formulate, I think, almost every product in the last year, maybe even more. He definitely was involved with both versions of Overtime. He was involved with Assassin. He was involved with Hooligan, with Enigma, I believe, and a few upcoming products. He always lends me his expert opinion. In my personal opinion, he is the best mind in sports and in sports supplements in our industry right now. He's very humble. I think that the only criticism I have to say about Robert is that he is extremely humble. He doesn't. There are times where I see that others taking advantage of him, and I'll fight his battles. I won't hesitate. But the thing is that honestly, his reviews, even though he doesn't do them often, but they're very, very on point, because he will break down each and every ingredient like absolutely nobody else.
Hell yeah.
He will give you a scientific rundown on each and every ingredient. He will call out a bullshit ingredient, and he won't hesitate.
Yeah.
So he writes for us content for Apollon Nutrition for our website, which I'm very, very happy about. And the things that his podcast that he does with his wife Sandy are absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
Even though he is the supporting cast when it comes to it.
Yeah.
But I only wish him continuous success because he deserves it.
Right.
I mean, he's one of the good guys, very few good guys in the industry, and I think he deserves a lot more credit than he gets from everyone, because I've never. I can text him anytime, and he will always. He's there to help. He's there to help. He was here for the previous seminar that we had, and he's always supportive, and he's a great friend, and I'm honored that he's in my corner.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's on next on the list, guys. Woo! We all have our opinions about these guys. I got mine. We're going to hear from Sel. Price Plow.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I was a huge fan. I was a huge fan of Price Plow. Back when Robert was part of Price Plow and CJ, I think that they were doing a good job. I mean, you cannot not do a good job when you have somebody like Robert on your team. It's close to impossible. We even met with I think CJ and Mike maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and they reviewed Hooligan, I believe. They reviewed actually a couple of products, but they reviewed Hooligan, and believe it or not, they gave it a very, very good review. However, they criticized, I remember, the amount of tyrosine, which was 750, which is not bad. Yeah. It's not tremendous.
I do remember that review.
Yeah, it was not. 750 of tyrosine is not exactly great, but it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And I took that criticism, and I released. I doubled tyrosine. I remember the next version was 1500.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a problem with that at all. I actually, I thought that I deserved that criticism, considering that everything else was properly dosed. That was definitely something that deserved a little bit more. After Robert and CJ were gone, I honestly think Price Plow right now is probably the cancer of supplement industry. I really believe so. Again, I'm talking about my personal opinion. I don't think that, definitely not be should not be held against you, or or the final scoop, or any of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's simply my, and I can obviously explain why I think so. The reason is that after Ben came on board, I think that from a guy who worked for Nutrabio, and then eventually, I believe, for forgot the name. It was a local company. They still exist. Um, Escaped me. Anyway,
Animal Universal,
no,
local.
no. Yeah, it's a local company. Anyway, he worked for them in sales. After he came on board, the guy decided that he's a superstar, and you know, the fact how he conducts himself, I don't really appreciate. Some of the things that he said, off camera, I don't appreciate either. The fact that he makes certain claims, I don't appreciate either. But more than anything, I did not appreciate calling out my friends like TJ, Review Brothers, and few other channels, I suppose, saying that they are the actual cancer or whatever in the industry, that they are reviewing bad products or DMA products or whatnot, and obviously I disagreed with that. But once you make accusations, and once you accuse somebody else, make sure that you are accountable for what you're doing. If everybody is so bad, like you claiming they are, does that mean that you're the best? Does that mean that you're, helping the industry? But how are you helping the industry when you're openly lying when you're getting paid? I don't have a problem with people making money. I don't have a problem with people getting paid for reviews or for any services that they provide, as long as they open about it, as long as they honest about it, and as long as they're transparent about it. I don't have a problem with that. But their contribution to the supplement industry is lying to the consumer. I mean, that's what it comes down to. When you take a product like Lipo 6 by Nutrix, that is, one pill. I think it's actually a proprietary blend, if I'm not mistaken.
They had so many versions of Lipo 6.
And you're making it sound like it's a good product. Right. You're trying to find a way to justify product, even though it's pretty obvious that even you don't condone it. Yeah. When you are hyping trademarked ingredients just because obviously you're associated with companies without any backing whatsoever, that's how are you helping the industry? You're helping your pockets, but you're not helping the industry because you're openly lying. That's exactly what you're doing. When you're saying that encapsulated glutamine is a new great thing, I still don't understand what the fuck that means, or a game changer or whatever, and that the research is coming. How stupid do you think the consumer is?
The research is coming.
The research is coming. Apparently it's coming. It's on the way. It's almost here. It's like a messiah. We're all waiting for it, but it's, will it arrive? I think that's a problem. That's a huge problem. When you're calling certain pre-workouts or products game changers just because you're getting paid, I mean, there should be some accountability for what you're saying to the consumer. Recently, I think it's going to sound like I'm actually pissed or bitter, but somebody asked Ben, and I saw it, about nootropics and stuff like that, and what are the best ones, and he listed a bunch of products. I was not surprised, but somehow Overtime was not among that list, which is fine. While I do know that he used the product,
how many people have tried Overtime? You already know the feedback.
I know for a fact that Ben does like the product. So if you see what I'm saying is, well, Fitness Informant will give us credit without us paying, just because he's, transparent, honest, fair. You can call him whatever you want, but it's just a fact. When you're trying to avoid Hooligan at any cost, but you're using it for your own meat, that's a problem. Yeah. That's a problem. So you cannot call out somebody like TJ, saying that, that he is what's bad with the industry. Well, in essence, he is not getting paid to review products, but you are.
Right.
But are you really reviewing product? Because review, that means, you say the good, the bad, the ugly. The review can come out positive or negative, but all your reviews, day reviews on day channel, are, I would say, positive.
Right.
Even the ones that are they trying to say like, well, we would like to see this one is a little bit higher, or this one is a little bit lower, or whatever, a certain ingredient, they still find a way to make it sound positive, to make it sound like it's the greatest thing, and even recently, Ben was bragging about the fact that he's formulating for companies. The companies are asking him to formulate. All of a sudden, somebody who was I don't know, I think he was a sales rep or something like that. All of a sudden, he's a formulator. I know that he worked on a project for Nutrabio, but so did Robert Samborsky. Robert Samborsky didn't get credit. Well, not on Price platform, and I actually called him out on it. And all Ben, because I know Ben was the one who answered, all he had to say was, "Oh, it came out as a joke." As a joke. So how is it funny that a person like Robert Samborsky, that Ben doesn't even fucking come close to him in level of expertise and knowledge and honesty? How come a person like that, who has a family and who supports his family with what he doesn't get a credit? How funny is that?
Yeah. Oh.
Because I would think that, listen, Robert never charged me a dime for helping me formulate Apollon products. I go out of my fucking way to give him credit because that's the right thing to do. I don't find it funny when a friend of mine is getting avoided from a conversation and his name is omitted from a conversation and he's not giving credit where credit is due. I don't think it's the right thing to do. I don't think when you're reviewing a product, just because you got paid for it, automatically it's the best tasting protein. It shouldn't be that way. There should be some kind of a disclaimer. Yeah. Don't call yourself a review channel. Don't call yourself a certain platform, because you're not. You're getting paid for your services. And there are 4 or 5 companies that clearly support PricePlow, and all of a sudden PricePlow is like the biggest and the best channel, but it's not. It's nowhere near the popularity and the credibility of Fitness Deal News or even Review Brothers, who they made fun. They made fun of their accents. I mean, who the fuck make fun of my accent? I wasn't born in this country.
Yeah.
They British. Why would you make fun of their accent? Why would you call them irrelevant? Why would you make fun of them? I mean, just because they foreigners? I mean, that's kind of a douchey thing to do. Why would you call them out just because they're reviewing a DMA product or DMHA product? I mean, just today, there was a store that we sell products to. They actually posted on social media, by the way, we have 1.3. 1.3 is DMAA. It's illegal. They actually advertised on social media that they have it. If they have it, that means they advertising it. That means they selling it. That means they selling it to the consumer. Yes, they breaking the law, blah, 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 but they are selling it on their shelves. So now that consumer can go and see a review of a certain product on Fitness Deal News, or they can see the review on Review Brothers. What the fuck is wrong with that? How is it bad for the industry if the product is reviewed? I think, if anything, they're serving the industry by being transparent and being honest. When TJ reviewed Excelsior, he says, well, it hits pretty hard. But at the same time, he did say, like, listen, there is something funny in this product.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was bribed to say something nice about it, I don't think he would say it. He just spoke his opinion, and he said, like, listen, guys, there is something probably illegal in this product the way it hits. He was very, very transparent. Now, if there is something illegal in that proprietary blend, now how is TJ bad for the community? Right. They made fun of him saying that he doesn't look like somebody who works out. You know what? The guys who are judging bodybuilding shows, most of them don't look like they've ever been to the gym.
Exactly.
I don't think it has anything to do with it. I know that for a fact that TJ goes to the gym early in the morning. He does work out. But I don't have to defend him.
Yeah.
I don't have to defend him. It's not me defending him. It's me expressing my personal opinion about Price Plow. And I think the way they serving the community is absolutely wrong. I think the way Ben comes off, I actually liked the guy when I met him. Now, not so much. Not so much. And like I said, I'm not calling him on social media or anything like that. You ask me a question, I'm answering a question. You know, there are certain review channels I like, certain review channels I dislike. Price Plow, I think, is cancer of this industry, the way they conducting their business right now.
I hope that's all you have to say.
Oh, that's it. I'm done.
Wow. Okay. Woo. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Forget about everything else. Branch Warren is irrelevant.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. People going to remember the earlier part of this interview?
Cares.
Oh, my God.
Just this.
All right. Let's, on a lighter note, much lighter note, let's go to our bros, Aaron and Craig, the review bros.
Love those guys.
Yes.
Love those guys.
I love them too, man.
You know, I have pictures.
I met them personally.
Yeah, I have pictures to back up that they were, sweeping the floor before the seminar here. Honestly, I've known them since they just, started reviewing products.
Actually, when they were smaller too.
They were very small.
Those guys.
And that's along with TJ, Eddie, and Review Brothers, those three channels that actually came to our defense when we were attacked.
Yeah.
And, we hit it off instantly. We also, the huge action movie stars. I mean, they're stars now.
Yeah.
The action movie fans, and we talked a lot about movies and stuff.
You can see how some of their intros are. They do little parodies of action movies.
They're very artistic now. But that's another channel, I think, that, it's fast-growing channel. They're not afraid. I mean, some of the people that they fucking called out, that takes balls.
Yeah, it does,
That takes balls, while others kissing ass, these guys came...
They are far from the word sellout, because they will blast you quick.
Absolutely not. You know what?
Remember, guys, there was an infamous Chemex video after they drank Chemex. I think it was Aaron who was throwing up. Yeah, and they recorded that?
Like I said, the guys are not holding back. No. They called out some of the very big, influential brands.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't hesitate. The reviews are fun. The reviews are not overly long, and they breaking it down. We always score very low on a price point, which it's true. Our products are not cheap, and I've never had a problem with that. But we always score very high on a label and performance and stuff like that, and that's exactly where it counts. They helped us. They helped popularize Apollon in England. And right now we have a partner in England, a distributor, and Apollon, Hooligan, Assassin. I mean, our products are a huge hit over there. And I'm very grateful to Review Brothers for always supporting, always helping us out. And I do call them also friends. And I think that just like TJ, they bring a lot to the industry. They reviewing everything. They also posting the label of everything.
Yeah.
Like, they will post the front and the back
very
of
detailed,
the label.
Very detailed, guys.
Very detailed. They will not hesitate to attack somebody if it deserves, but they do it in a classy way.
Right.
Like where TJ is just like, take no prisoners.
Yeah, he will actually curse you out.
Yeah.
TJ has cursed some people out.
Review Brothers, I think, because they do it in the British accent, I think everything that they do, even the bad part, still looks nice.
Yeah.
Even when they argue with people, they still do it in a nice way.
Yeah.
I think it's the whole British thing.
TJ be like, if you don't like it, well, just don't fucking take it.
No, TJ
will say it, yeah.
TJ is definitely very aggressive.
Take some,
Nothing
he'll
like
say,
me.
Take something else. He'll say, take some shit like C4.
Yeah, so I think Review Brothers, the channel is growing fast.
Yeah.
I mean, they deserve it. I mean, I think they deserve it. I think that they contribute a lot to the supplement industry. I think they are doing a great job. I think the chemistry that they have between Aaron and Craig is absolutely amazing. They work out. They love the lifestyle. They love bodybuilding. They're very passionate about the sport. They still acting like fans. Even when they were here at the All-Star Seminar, they were just like, like kids in a candy store.
Yeah, right.
And they were so excited. I think they just came off the flight and they were like working out in the gym. We were all so excited. They went out of their way to offer any help that we wanted, during our preparation. Very, very humble people. And, those guys deserved the popularity spike that they're experiencing it. And I think it's going to grow. I think the channel is going to grow tremendously. And, I just hope they're not stopping and they can continue doing what they're doing. And, I know that they're going to keep me on my toes because I know if I slip, they will fucking criticize me too. And I don't want to be criticized by them because it's going to be very, very nice. And then I'm not going to be able to retaliate.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those guys. All right. Winding down here towards the end, we have the supplement advisor.
John is a fellow South African, and the reason why I'm saying fellow South African because I'm a proud South African citizen. I lived in South Africa for, I think, 5 or 6 years. I actually graduated from college in South Africa, so, that's still one of my favorite countries that I call home away from home. And John is very passionate. John is very, very, very passionate. He will send me an email or a message like, here, check this label. This label is shit. This is a joke. He's super passionate. And, and when he gets to review our products, he's always super excited because it's not very easy to ship to South Africa. USPS absolutely sucks. So the only way to get to South Africa to make sure that he gets the products actually, just today I sent him Hooligan and Overtime. The only way is through DHL, and now with the pandemic, it's a lot actually more challenging. But considering he's from South Africa, I think he's the only legitimate channel from that area of the world. And the brands that he's reviewing are really big, important brands, and he's doing them justice. I actually saw a few of he shared with me a few formulations that, other companies hired him to do, and he knows what he's doing. He definitely knows his ingredients. He's definitely very knowledgeable. He's an intelligent, smart guy, and very polite, very classy, very down to earth. I only have good things to say about John, and I hope he continues to grow as well because he deserves it.
All right. Last but not least, a guy. There's a ton of other supplement reviewers out there. Sups on Deck, Sean from Sup Talk Radio. Love you guys. But we're just. You guys are great.
Sups on Deck is a great guy.
Yeah, Sups on Deck. Yeah,
he actually gets in touch with me. I would say almost on a daily basis. And he's actually, you know what? I don't remember meeting him in person, even though he told me he's been to Apollon. Right. He told me he's planning to come to visit soon. But, the good thing about him is that he is, he's very passionate about this. He doesn't have still a huge following or anything like that. But the thing is that he knows his supplements. He knows ingredients. He is... he's somebody who really enjoys the industry as well. And I genuinely enjoy talking to him. Sometimes we will bullshit for a long time. Great guy. I'm looking forward to meeting him because if we met, and I just don't remember that we did, but I like him.
Sup Talk Radio, how dare you challenge me on my edits? But Sean, I love you, guy. So, okay, here we go. Supplement Snoop.
Me and Justin, we get along fine. We don't have any problems.
Yeah, I got along with him very well lots of times.
He's always been nothing but classy, polite, and very respectful to me. So on a personal level, I don't have anything negative to say because, again, he's always been cool with me. He's very respectful, and I respect that about him. The only thing, in my opinion, is that I really preferred when he used to be, I don't know what the word associated with, or worked with. I don't know what we all collaborated with Robert, just because I think, there is a Russian saying that goes something like, well, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. And being associated with Robert, I think, was great for Justin, because Robert is such a great guy and such a knowledgeable guy and such an honest guy. Lately, Justin's been more associated with Price Plow. I I do understand maybe why, but at the same time, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't, because I think that Justin could do better. Like I said, I'm trying not to criticize him, or because I don't know the ins or outs, or his collaborations, business decisions, etc. I'm not going to speculate on it because I don't know. He created something nice on Facebook. He has like a little group going on.
Yeah.
He has a bit of a following going on. He created the app, which he should be proud of, absolutely. And when he breaks down certain products and stuff, I do enjoy it to an extent. I think I can't agree with his association with certain people and certain products, and I think that he could do better. And that's probably where I'm going to leave it at, because again, I have nothing on a personal level. I have nothing bad to say about him. Just I have to respect the fact that he's been respectful to me. That's it.
Well, Robert, that was one long but very spirited and very interesting. We can keep going on and on and on. Actually, there was so much more to bring up, but we got to be continued. We definitely have to do this. This won't be the end of it. We're definitely going to continue and probably throw more questions. And if you got more questions, throw them at, and we're going to throw them at us, and then we'll put them on to the next video. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Alan.
I really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed speaking with you. Some people may not like this, but I know a lot of you will. And thanks, guys, for listening. Hopefully you didn't fall asleep halfway through. There'd be no fucking reason for anyone for you to fall asleep, because there's too much going on. Back it up and listen again. There's a lot of good shit. And I'm glad I got to sit here and, talk with him and share some laughs and get his opinion. Guys, I'll see you next time. Robert, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, everyone.
All right, Hero Muscle out.
Thank you.